So if you don't know if you don't know by now, if you don't know by now, I am all in on XRP. I have invested a lot of money into it multiple times, talk about it on a daily basis, and have mentioned it to many people that I think XRP is going to be worth more than Bitcoin. It's going to be more usable than Bitcoin. It's going to be the most usable cryptocurrency in the world, and it will no longer be the altcoin, and it will be the main coin running everything. There won't be a Bitcoin and an altcoin season. There will be an XRP and an altcoin season, right? Or an XRP, a Bitcoin season, and then Ethereum season, and then have everything else that's an altcoin, right? Even though the definition of it, you have the leading one that's dominating the market, which XRP will dominate the market, in my opinion. But we'll see how all of that fares. But what I want to talk about in this video is even though I believe the strength of this position, of this parent company as well, there are many people that absolutely hate XRP and will talk it down and will say this is the reason why it will fail. And it's great to have your opinion that's out there, but I think your judgment from the gate is clouding what you could see as a potential, game changer for, the monetary system, our current system, US, any other country, right? Our systems. So I want to talk about that in this video. If you guys could, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, if you guys want to check out my link down below for FortisX, FortisX is a great platform that allows you to, take your holdings and be able to make money off of it. You can earn up to 20.02% variable APY on many different cryptos with no lockup, and you can withdraw anytime. So make sure you guys check it out. The link to that will be in the description of this video. But I want to talk about XRP. Let's first go into where XRP's price is today to give you a little bit of an update. It currently stands at $1.43. And it's up by 1.6% in the week. It's at an 88, almost $90 billion market cap with $2.5 billion worth of volume and over 500,000 holders. Now, before we get into kind of my opinions and my belief and the difference between the two, people hating it, people liking it, let's first understand why people hate it. So the reasons why people hate XRP. So first key reason would be a centralization and company control. Unlike Bitcoin, which is decentralized, many view XRP as centralized because Ripple Labs operates the network, controls a massive portion of the 100 billion coin supply, leading to fears of dumping on retail holders. Listen to me. I know that people are so heavy on decentralization. It is a big deal, right? I like to see decentralization. However, do you know that if somebody has a large enough amount of money, they control majority of what that is? So let's say somebody does have, $2 billion or, $100 billion to throw into Bitcoin or throw into whatever, they control the majority of that, right? You can't change anything that Bitcoin's doing. There's nobody that's in that let's say control panel that can do something to change and implement and change it for the better, right? For XRP, it's a whole different story, right? Yes, it involves some form of centralization, but it also has a form of decentralization, understanding that the community really does control how that does function. No matter how much you see, anything that has decentralization, you're going to have, different cryptocurrencies that can be controlled by the amount of money that's actually out there. So I think change and having someone in charge or a company in charge with the understanding that the community does also control a portion of that, that's better than, just having someone control it like it is just a business. It's kind of looking at it as we are the board and, they obviously put the decisions forth, if that makes sense. So that's the way I look at it, right? Then you have banker's coin ideology, right? The core crypto ethos often promotes freedom from traditional finance institution because XRP focuses on partnerships with banks for specifically cross-border payments. Many in the community feel it's betraying the decentralized philosophy, which I also understand, but you also have to see what Ripple is doing as well, and looking to do something on their own, but also interrupt what they have to offer, what they're doing. And yes, they can still have the same mindset and the same processes, but it will have to change in some form or fashion because, again, there is a limited amount of XRP that you can have. And if you are going to utilize XRP at a massive scale, whoever controls the most XRP, it's technically, in a way, their cryptocurrency, their main currency that now flows worldwide, globally, not just in your own country. So I understand where they're coming from. It is a thought of like betraying what we know as, or what we want as, like kind of fighting those financial institutions, but we're kind of partnering with them and kind of pushing our way into it. Isn't there a saying where in order to beat the best, you have to be the best, or the other way around, something like that, where you see what they're doing and you have to infiltrate their system, what they have, before you can actually implement what you want to implement. You can't just disrupt it right away. You have tokenomics sales. So Ripple holds a large amount of XRP in escrow and releases it monthly, which critics believe hampers the price growth, creating a perception of an unfair market. So, yes, I understand where they're coming from. The current monetary system is even worse, where they are printing trillions of dollars, and then we have to deal with that, where it's getting released and getting devalued by 100% versus what could be, let's say, 40%. Now, who knows what they're going to do with that escrow, because they haven't been releasing it as of what people thought, which was, $1 billion monthly, but they're releasing it still monthly, a little bit at a time. It's just not as much. I would like to see them, give countries certain reserves, and then banks end up using, XRP in a larger way. Now, I don't know. We'll see how that does happen, right? Separation of Ripple and XRP. Many critics note that bank partnering with Ripple for its technology do not necessarily need to use XRP as a token. And then we'll get into that in a second. I also want to point out the last piece, which is regulatory issues. While 2026 has brought legal clarity for XRP is a commodity rather than a security, the long-running SEC lawsuit caused significant reputational damage to the price volatility. So yes, I agree with that as well. That it has. I don't think it's seen any like type of major damage, but I do think that it actually brought it into the forefront for a lot of people that don't understand crypto, and now they think of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and they even point out XRP because of that, which I don't think is a bad thing. But going back to the separation from Ripple and XRP, I think this is kind of the main piece here that I hear when I talk about Ripple partnering with banks and how this is a big deal, and Ripple partnering with businesses and all that stuff. They're always like, they don't have to use XRP. Ripple has come out so many times saying that XRP is the main focus, the center of what they have to offer. You don't think that they are going to have some sort of plan, as they are partnering with banks, partnering with businesses, partnering with people, and to say that XRP is going to be heavily usable there, or is going to be the best option? Yes, they don't have to use it, but if you want the best opportunity or the best savings or the fastest speeds, maybe XRP is the right thing. And that's the way that you always pitch it. You infiltrate, and then you show what you have to offer so that now you take over. That's the way that we look at it. So people that are hating XRP are not looking at both sides of the coin. They're only looking at one side. They're like, oh, the negativity, it all sucks, everything is horrible. But what about the other side? What about the positivity? Is there anything there that you can look at that's positive? I look at both. I understand where they're coming from, but I always see what is the potential positive thing out of it. You're going to see the negative stuff that happened right before your eyes. That's going to happen. And then the positive stuff is going to come out of nowhere where you're like, I didn't expect this. Well, other people did. And because they did, they now succeed and they gain a lot of money from it. So I think you guys that are hating on XRP, you are potentially losing millions of dollars, a chance to better your life, to own something that will be desirable by large businesses, by large banks, by large money holders, and you won't be holding it because of your hate for XRP and not looking at both sides. I hold it, but do I hold all of my money in XRP? No. It is a decent amount. It's grown to that much, but I don't hold everything that I own in this one position because I see the negatives, but I also am like, the positives outweigh the negatives for me. So I'm going to hold a lot. If the positives even have a place for you, it doesn't make sense why you don't even have a little bit. 1,000, 2,000, all the way up to 10,000. You don't have to have 100 or 200 or a million XRP, but if you see any type of the positives, you can now see what that benefit could be out of those positives. Does that make sense? Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. And yeah, don't forget to check out my link for Fortis X either. And I'm going to get out of here. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.